Hey there, it's Raven Scry, and I'm sitting here this evening. It's been extremely windy here in Melbourne. It feels like the roof's gonna blow off. It's been going since last night and it just keeps on going. But I'm sitting here with dimmed lights, nice and warm, and just feeling into what I'm wanting to share with you guys today. And I was thinking about an intention to put out, and nothing was really coming to mind. And I was going to leave it open to spirit and, allow them to show me, whatever they wanted to bring through. And I was just kind of pondering and thinking about things, but then I just felt like what I'm going to do is I'm just going to connect to spirit, connect to my own innate self, my own imagination, blend them all together into this moment and tell a story, experience a story. And as I experience it, just give it and share it as I go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the session off because it's coming to mind as I'm speaking here. I'm going to start the session off by walking through a door and out into the cosmos. And then from there, I'm just going to flow with it. Now, feel free and welcome to join me as I do so. And yeah, let's just go with it and see what comes through. Okay, so I'm seeing this doorway now right in front of me, and it looks to be closed. Interestingly, there is a handle, and it's a skull. It's the shape of a skull, the handle. So I'm walking up to this door, and I'm opening the door, and this handle is squeaking as I open it. And I just open up into this vast, black night sky. It's like I'm in space and I can see so many stars, shooting stars, and all these beautiful little speckles of bright light all around. Now I can feel the air that's changed as I'm here. It's like the pressure as I walked out the door. I just feel this big gust of wind sweeping across the space. So I'm just taking a moment to be here because I feel as though it's really important to just be present here in this moment. And what's interesting is there's a crucifix that's in front of me. And I just feel as though there's a reference to Jesus here on this crucifix. And it's like as I connect to it, I can feel my body is resisting it because of the content of it being connected to, Jesus and its religious elements, and it's all the connotations. But regardless of the connotations that are attached to this, I'm just connecting to this energy. Now, as I connect, it's red and it's gold and it's vast, and it's like it just expands as I connect into this energy. Now, this feels like it's Christ consciousness energy. That is just moving far and wide. And it's like it's moving all around the globe. It's like so quickly spreading as soon as I put my attention on it. It's like it's spreading all the way around, and it's like I can see all the countries as we it's like going over the top of all the countries, and this energy that is just sweeping through. So it's pretty vast. Now, where do I feel drawn? It's interesting because rather than asking Spirit, I'm making the choice here. And where I'm actually feeling drawn is to this energy's third eye. And I feel as though my third eye is activating as I connect to his third eye. It's like it is one. And I'm moving close to him now, and my third eye is on his, face to face, brow to brow, and it's like I'm seeing downloads of so many times, so many. And to be honest, it's a lot of the stuff that we know about dying on the cross and all of this stuff, in religion. It's like I'm getting a download of all of this past coming through his consciousness. It's like he's sharing the history in some way. And it's interesting, it's kind of spreading down all the way into the waters and the oceans here as well, and into the whale energy, which is really interesting because it's like I see the large eye of the whale, and it's like this eye is offering a space beyond. And so it's interesting, as I've looked into this Christed eye, it's turned into the whale in the waters, and it's like it's continuing on through this vision. And it's somewhat like the vision is like the eye is the space to see through. It is not seeing, it is just acting as a portal, as an access point to be able to move through. And so as I move through this eye, it's like I'm swimming in the waters with the fish. The whale is the space holder in some way, but very connected to this Christed consciousness. All through the waters, there's so much blue down here as well, is what they're showing me. Now I also feel like I've moved into another time, very blue, and the water people. I'm very aware of the water people being close here, and just pausing for a moment. So I'm very aware of the water people, and I just felt like I needed to pause for that moment to come into more of the center of where I'm flowing from, and a male energy has come down and he's taken my hand. Now I feel as though this is one of the connected water people, although I feel as though speaking to that is somewhat limiting. He's beyond that, is the way that it feels. And it's interesting because as I look at him, his face is now a skeleton. It's like there is no flesh here. There's no flesh, there's just bones. And it's reminding me of this door handle to get into this place, this skull door handle. Now it's like I look at him and all I can see is just this skeleton head, but he's very much alive there. It's just there's no flesh. And it's interesting too, because as I view his skeleton, I view beyond time and space. It's like I see through his flesh. He doesn't have flesh because he's beyond flesh. He's time and space, but the bones somehow hold important part to this. It's like the bones make me be able to see him in this way is what's coming to mind here. But it is vastly beyond flesh, and he has no flesh, and it's beyond time and space. And so now I'm viewing all the stars again. It's like I looked into his eyes, into the bones, the places where his eyes would have been, and I'm out in the stars again. And I'm seeing dinosaurs, little, I don't know what they're called, but like flying dinosaurs overhead. It feels like I'm in some sort of a prehistoric era where the dinosaurs were. And because I look down and there's these long-necked ones that are standing on the earth, but there's these flying ones that are also going overhead. There's also these big elephant-type beings, and it feels like they've got big tusks. So it's almost like they're some sort of woolly mammoth-type big beast, but it feels like it's in this same era with these dinosaurs. Now, it's interesting, I see this star up ahead. There's a really strong, bright star that's really big. It's like out of all the night sky, of all these billions of stars, there's this one massive star that suddenly appeared. And it's interesting too, because it's like it's a Merkaba spinning, but within that there is a being that is travelling through the Merkaba. It's as if they're using it as transport, but I just feel like, ooh, they come in very strongly through this star that is a Merkaba. But it appears as like in a 3D way, like a star, but as you connect to it more, it spins like a Merkaba. This bright star, and there is this being that as you focus on it further, this being comes through. And this being has big hands with a lot of long fingers with knobbly ends. And it's interesting, because he's putting his hands on my head, but it's as if it's not just my head, it's everyone's heads. So it's almost like I'm seeing it on my head, feeling it on my head, but seeing it on everyone else's heads, and his hands are somehow on everybody's heads. So it's kind of an interesting way it's being shown. But it's like he's offering downloads, he's offering information through this light. It's talking about time travel. And he's saying, I want to take you there. And we're traveling down now, down this big pipeline, and it's swirling down. And, it almost feels like this, some sort of a water slide that's twisting all the way down, all the way down, all the way down. And I'm feeling the worm energy here. It's like a tunnel, but it's almost like it's become a worm-like creature that we're traveling through, like a wormhole. Sometimes it really just doesn't feel to do these experiences justice the way the English words can describe such a thing. But we'll push on here. And so going through these wormholes, and now I'm landing in this space that's under the earth. It's deeply under the earth. And I'm hearing Martians. And I'm getting very strong sense of the red here. They all look to be similar, the same. Now it looks like they're under some sort of control of this big being that stands in front of them. It's like they're working for him in some way. And I'm hearing the vessel is broken, beyond repair. The end is near. Yosemite. An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. The end is near. Yosemite. I'm feeling as though it's like I've hit a place that is like, feels like it's calling me almost back. It's like we've gotten to a wall. Now I'm just going to put out guidance here now and just ask for anything else to be shown within this journey today that has significance. Talking about beings coming to Earth soon, beings of other dimensional rays, saying many of you will see them but won't understand what they are. For some reason, I ask, well, why won't we understand what they are? They're in the rocks. They speak about them being in the rocks, in the stone. So it's like you're looking at them, but you're not aware that they are consciousness, that they are coming through, but through stone and not flesh, is the way that it's shown. So they are there and they're ever present and they're coming soon. Although what I find interesting is that I know that there is beings that come through the stone, that come through the rock already, but perhaps there's going to be more of an access point that comes through in this way soon, because this is interesting the way that they've showed this today. They're coming soon is what I hear. Okay, I'm going to venture back up to the door that I entered from. And it's open. Ooh, and I'm just coming back into my body straight away. And so that was a little bit of an adventure today, a little bit different to what I normally do, and in some ways a bit strange because I get into my normal flow of how Spirit's communicating and they're coming in with all sorts of things, and then it's hard for me to not navigate by asking them questions and just by following my own guidance, and in some way asking questions quickens up the process, because if I just stop and wait and feel into the moment more, it often is slower. It's a slower process, and it's just a longer, slower process. But in me asking questions, it can create quite a quick speed of traveling through things and getting more clarity and answers as I travel. So it was interesting to kind of flow with that and just explore in that way. So I'm just going to head over to Patreon and I'm going to explore a little bit more in a few of these areas that I travelled into, see if there's anything more to come through. But I hope that you enjoyed what's been shared today in this different kind of connection. There were some interesting things that came through, the Christ consciousness, Jesus element. I always err away from mentioning things like that because there's so many connotations with, Christ, with Jesus, with religion, with all of it. But as I've said before, I believe it's all there and accessible. It's not about, any sets of religion or rules or, it's all there in time and space from the past, present, future, and it is very accessible. So I certainly don't want to put anyone off by mentioning these types of visuals as I travel. So that's why I just wanted to speak to that. But yeah, there was some beautiful spots in there. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the flow, and I hope you're having a nice evening or morning or whatever it is, wherever you are. And I'll see you again soon. Raven Scry signing off.